The Bulls are vying for playoff positioning Monday as they face the Magic in their second to final regular season game. Coverage starts at 6:30 with Bulls pregame live, presented by Coors Light, and live stream on the NBC Sports app. Weston Grimm here in the ninth. He struck out 3 in the 8th. Broxton off the bench. Has not started in this series after getting hit by a pitch. Hit mostly that flap. And also his nose a couple of days ago against the Rockies.
It's a challenge, right? You get hit in the face with a fastball. Try to put that out of your mind and go back out there and play. See the swelling around the eyes.
Drilled into right. Leadoff single. Keon Broxton. Andy has grounded out, flied out, and struck out.
This is going to have to line out.
He could foul out.
Could.
Almora will watch it go. Wrong. Home run. You know what he did? He hit it out.
Yeah. Well, we saw Almora in pursuit. He thought maybe he'd have a chance to make a play on that ball, but no chance at all. Way up off the batter's eye for Jet Bandy. Big high finish. Ford home run replay. #1 on the year for Bandy.
So you out-homer a team by 3, and you trail by 5. Part of the reason is they're being out-hit 17-7. Over the mound. Baez to Rizzo, and they get Santana on the way.
Cubs dropped the first game of the season in St. Louis and came back to win the next two to claim that series. We'll have an opportunity to do the same thing here tomorrow, barring some kind of a crazy comeback by the Brewers here. Jake Arrieta will pitch for the second time, as will Zach Davies for the Brewers. John Lester will get the home opener on Monday night.
Jake making sure the beard looks good for tomorrow.
Do we know who the Dodgers are running out there on Monday night?
It was what I had heard, Stripling or Wood. Last check.
So that's Monday, off Tuesday, play Wednesday, Thursday. Today is Saturday, so Kershaw likely for the final game of that series. Rich Hill, plagued by blister problems, is back on the DL.
Two on Perez. VR on deck. Will in his second inning of work. This should be out number 2. It's Zobrist.
Well, if you got prizes for efficiency, the Brewers would win. That's 6 runs on 7 hits.
And your note about Kershaw, that would be if he pitches on normal rest, right? With the off day.
Yeah.
On Thursday, which is possible. We'll see. A lot of teams handle that situation differently in April. I think the Cubs only brought a guy back on normal rest once all of last year, and it was Arrieta early in the season because of a bunch of off days. For the most part, they took those off days and let everybody pushed back a day, and I think it paid off once they got to the playoffs.
Yeah, there was some pushback from members of the rotation. They didn't want to stray from the every 5th day program. They like the routine of it, but cannot argue with the results.
Cubs fans on their feet, and there are a ton of them here. Swing and a miss. Cubs win. Cubs win 11-6 the final, and a chance to grab the series finale tomorrow and head home 4-2.
Yeah, great night all the way around. Kyle Hendricks, got ambushed early but settled in. He'll pick up his first win of the year. 17 hits, 6 doubles. Everybody in the starting lineup contributing offensively. Bryant, Russell, and Almora all with 3-hit games. It'll be a happy visiting clubhouse.
While they celebrate, we'll give you the toast of the game. It's presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. And again, we had a lot of choices in this game, but we're going to go with Addison Russell.
Yeah, Yeah, 3 very good swings of the bat, using all fields. Yeah. We like him because none of his hits were cheap. There were some soft ones in this game, infield hits, a couple bloopers, but he was on the backside of everything.
Binny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. And we are waiting for our winner of the toast of the game to be interviewed by Kelly Kroll down on the field. 11-6 Cubs the final. Hendricks the winner. Marinez takes the loss. Kelly, take it away.
Yeah, well, Addison, 17 hits, every starter with a knock tonight. Was it just a matter of time, do you feel like, for this club, for the bats to get rolling?
I think so. Really all it takes is just one hit, to get this team rolling, and that's what it took tonight, and we got it done.
I know you've told us before you don't really care where you hit in the lineup, but what's it like hitting behind a guy like Zobrist and just some of the advantages for you?
It's awesome. He's a great guy. He has a great approach to the plate, and it also gets me prepared for my at-bat, especially going against a lefty. So he bats right-handed, and I bat right-handed. So I kind of get a look of what they're trying to do to me. So I have a lot of advantages.
Well, I know you're also a guy who really appreciates good defense. What are your early thoughts on Almora out there in center field? I mean, another diving snag tonight. He's showing off his growth out there, isn't he?
He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. I've been watching him play for a while, and I'm just happy to see it happen up on the big stage, and he's having fun, and great plays all around.
Awesome. Well, Addison, enjoy this one. Thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Kylie.
Big night for Addison Russell, 3 for 4 guys, and the Cubs have split this one up with the Brewers.
All right, Kelly, for JD, for Kelly, and our entire CSN crew here at Miller Park. Glenn Casper saying so long. Final score once again, Cubs 11, Brewers 6. We are back with you on CSN Thursday for Cubs baseball. Pre-game coverage begins at 12:30 from beautiful Wrigley Field against the Dodgers. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live with Cap and David DeJesus next.
Now that's more like it. I'm David Kaplan. He's David DeJesus. Cubs bludgeon the Brewers in Miller Park tonight. That's bringing some offense.
Yes, the bats came out tonight. They got a couple runs early that got them going. Chris Bryant, big double in the first inning, and they just kept rolling from there.
Yeah, they were able to get Chris going. 3 hits for, I think, Almora, 3 for Addison Russell. Chris had a big night. Good to see the offense. Kyle wasn't great, but good enough to win.
Yeah, definitely. He, big home run to start off the bat for the Brewers. They got 2 in the first, but he settled down and just made one mistake. Kid hit a 2-run home run, but other than that, he was on top of his game today.
All right, we will have a whole lot of highlights to play for you. We'll give you our player of the game. We'll relook at the keys. Got so much to do. He's David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. Be right back.
What if? 2 words that could change your life. What if you missed your daughter's wedding? Missed your first prom? What if you missed the Cubs winning the World Series?
Without my heart transplant.
Without my liver transplant.
Without my kidney transplant.
What if it were you? Don't let what ifs change your life. Sign up for the Illinois Secretary of State's Organ and Tissue Donor Registry. Go to lifegoeson.com.
It's more than a deck. It's an extension of your home's living space. It's where you entertain friends, spend quality time with your family, or just do nothing at all. That's why you want the best for your home. Ultra Deck from Menards. Ultra Deck Rustic and Fusion low-maintenance composite decking feature the look of real wood without all the upkeep. Spend more time relaxing and less time maintaining your deck with Ultra Deck composite decking from Menards.
Spring is on, so it's time to get started. But first things first, call True Green, America's #1 professional lawn care company. Millions of homeowners like you trust us to give them a lawn they can live on. And tailored care plans ensure their lawns get exactly what they need to thrive. Guaranteed. That means you can do more of this, this, and this. Okay, maybe not this. Start your True Green lawn plan today for only $29.95 and live life outside. Plus, True Green now offers mosquito defense, so don't wait. Act now.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Toyota. Tested. Trusted. Toyota. Toyota. Let's go places. And by State Farm. Here to help life go right. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Broken bat, fly ball, center field, base hit. Russell scores. Contreras crosses the plate, 11-4.
17 hits.
That was a monster night for the offense. Cubs bang out 17 hits, bludgeon the Brewers 11-6. 11-17-0 is a whole lot better than 6-7-0. Hendricks 1-0. Marinez takes the loss. He is 0-2. Hello, welcome into Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois with David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. It's great to see offense come to life. You know there's so much thump in this lineup, but we expect Chris Bryant to have a big year, Anthony Rizzo to have a big year. But to see Almora with 3 hits, Hendricks with a big RBI, 2 RBIs for Contreras, they're getting it from everybody in this game. Yeah,
it was. You look at the box score and you see it scattered with ribbies, with hits, and now they're all feeding off of each other. And if you're in the lineup and guys are getting on base, it's giving you chances to get some big RBIs. Yes, and you just want the momentum to keep rolling.
Well, the momentum was rolling offensively today. Time for our crate and barrel play of the game, our celebratory moment of the game, we like to call it. This one goes to Chris Bryant. David and I both agreed in the newsroom. 2-run double in the third puts the Cubs on the board, ties the game at 2. Not only was this a big RBI to tie the game, but for him, everybody, people freak out after 4 games in Cub Nation. This just relaxed everybody.
This is the Aaron Rodgers relax type of thing. Like, he's going to be fine. It's just a matter of time. And he beat the pitch. He wanted to go in with it. He beat his bat to it, stayed inside of it nicely, and got us rolling. Yep,
ties the ball game, finishes with a pair of doubles and a base hit, a 3-hit night, 3 RBIs for Chris Bryant. It was a rough first inning for Kyle Hendricks. Cubs starters had yet to give up a home run. Jonathan VR, who I said to you in the newsroom, this guy murders us on Saturday nights for whatever reason. Long gone to center, a leadoff jack, and it is 1-0 Brewers. I cannot figure it out. Eric Thames, the next batter. He singles to right field, and then Travis Shaw is going to send a double to deep right center, and all of a sudden, you're like, what is going on with Kyle Hendricks? Boom, there's a rocket, a double. It's a 2-0 ball game. Shaw has really hit the ball well early.
Yeah, he was looking for it out over the plate, and Kyle was staying out and away. He reached out and got extension through it and hit in the perfect gap right there. And he was, Thames was moving on the hit and was able to score. And it was, one of those starts where you're like, oh no, what's going to happen? But they were able to bounce back a couple innings later.
Yep, he settled down. Cubs offense explodes in the 3rd inning. 1 out. Albert Almora is going to reach on an infield single to short with a great hustle play. When you talk about hustling, boom, not going to get him. No. Base hit. Cubs doing a very good job here early in the season. You see all these bends overs beating out a double play ball, hustling down the line. And then Kyle Schwarber up, and he smokes one to deep center field. He had to hold up Almora to know that was not going to be caught, so he has to pull in at third, but that ball was smoked.
Yeah, that ball was laced. He hit it perfectly, and there was a tough read for Albert, and he had to stop at third.
All right, and then there's the Chris Bryant double down the left field line. 2 runs are going to score on the play, and all of a sudden, right back in the ballgame, it's 2-2. That ball was saying, hit me.
Yes, it was right over the plate. He just dropped his head on it, stayed inside of it, and kept it fair, and now Rizzo is up with men in scoring position.
Right, and you get him in a good position, and Rizzo is going to deliver kind of like a 9-iron to left field, but it's going to bring a run, put men in at first and third, and then Ben Zobrist is going to beat out a ball. Yeah. This was the hustle play I was talking about.
That's the respect the 90 we were talking about in the back there. These guys are running the ball out, and that's all you expect as a manager and as a teammate. Your guy's giving it all out there.
But that is a 35, almost 36-year-old veteran busting it down the line. And I speak for Cubs Nation. I'm telling you, prior to Joe Madden, prior to Theo and Jetta, right, we didn't always see that.
No, that's special. That's wanting a ribby, and he's a leader on this team, and he's showing him there.
All right, now man on. 1 out for Nick Franklin, who got the start after Ryan Braun was a late scratch. He gets a Hendricks cutter, and it floats back out over the plate. That's a 2-run home run way out, and all of a sudden we're tied at 4.
Yeah, it's first day on the job for them. He's feeling good. The team's feeling good. They tied it back up right there, but we were able to settle down after that, and Kyle pitched great after that.
All right, 5th inning, Cubs jump back in front with 1 out. Addison Russell had a huge night, doubles to right, part of a 3-hit night for Addison.
Yeah, it's always good to get that leadoff hitter on, especially in scoring position, and here we go.
And then Kyle Hendricks puts the ball in play, little jam shot, he beats it out to first, and there's a run. That ends up being the game-winning hit because the Cubs then go on to just blow this thing wide open. But another guy hustling down the line. How many pitchers do you see that walk down to first? You don't see it here.
No, then 2 outs too. Usually pitch will just stop and Cadillac it in, but no, we want runs, and he knew that a big inning could happen.
All right, Albert Almora Jr. got that infield single of his own. Javi Baez comes in to score. Second baseman can't make a play. Cubs lead grows to 6-4, and they eventually pile on. Time for our pitching recap, brought to you by the village of Elk Grove Village. Not the best night for Kyle Hendricks, but help from his defense along the way. Came up with some big strikeouts when he had to. 6 innings, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. A pair of home runs are what we're used to seeing from him. I don't remember him giving up home runs.
Yeah, that's, I think, just early in the season, missed his spot. On this first one, though, he wanted it up in the zone with Villar. He hit the spot, but Villar just put a good swing on it. But after that, he was really dominant.
Yep, you saw there he got the strikeout. There he makes a really good pitch. Here he induces a ground ball and gets over to cover just in the nick of time. But you're right. Other than those 2 pitches, he only gave up 5 hits on the night.
He scattered 5 hits, and the balls weren't hit that hard. They weren't squaring it up, so I'm looking forward to his next start to just be a little bit more accurate.
Yeah, get a little bit more where he is just more in control, like the Kyle we're used to seeing a year ago, and then a big-time play by Albert Almora.
I mean, this guy's special. You're seeing it right now. He's going to be a Gold Glover in this league, for sure.
Yeah, I was already looking on social media, and there's a lot of people going, okay, this is a Gold Glove center fielder. Don't know if he'll win it this year, but he certainly looks to be an upgrade. I'm not saying offensively or in the leadership role because Dexter's a veteran player, but he looks to be a better defender than Dexter Fowler.
Yeah, I remember playing with Kevin Kiermaier in Tampa Bay, his rookie season, and you can just see those mannerisms, that first step quickness that he had, and he's a 2-time Gold Glove winner. Albert has the same thing, and I expect the same things from him.
All right, time for a quick break here on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. We'll be right back because there was tons of offense tonight at Miller Park. Which Cubs bat gets our coveted player of the game? We'll name one after this.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
Sometimes, the only difference between a moment that fades from memory and a moment that stays with you forever is where it happens. That's why we're proud to help families like yours live a lifetime of memories on beautiful, healthy lawns. Live like it's spring. Make life better with a beautiful, healthy, True Green lawn.
Hey, take a look. I'm mapping out our entire mortgage application process.
Wow.
Careful. Everything has been meticulously placed.
Oh, but you know there are BMO Harris mortgage bankers that can guide us through all of this.
What?
Yeah, I just booked an appointment.
Wow.
But all of this, really neat.
It is pretty neat.
When a bank helps you every step of the way, that's the BMO effect. BMO Harris Bank. We're here to help.
Can't get a signal? So annoying, right?
Yeah, and I'm late for a job interview.
Hey man, can you just nix it just for like 2 seconds? Thank you. You need Verizon. They have the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in America. It's made to work in places like this. With Verizon Unlimited, we could video chat the interview in HD right here.
Okay.
Hey man, I'll cue you.
When it really, really matters, you need the best network and the best unlimited. Just $45 per line for 4 lines.
I am a people person.
This is the original light beer. Brewed to be everything you want in a beer and less. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Being a fan is hard. We make it easier at SportsGreat.com with officially licensed MLB gear and VIP golden ticket experiences delivered right to your door. Join the club at SportsGreat.com today.
Rain Man, an encore presentation tonight after Cubs postgame live, a documentary all about Game 7 of the Cubs' historic World Series championship, only on CSN tonight after Cubs postgame live. All right, time now for our Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, and plumbing. Who's hot and who's not? Let's check out the Dodgers who come to Wrigley beginning on Monday evening. Who's hot for them? Well, how about Justin Turner? 4 doubles, an RBI, 2 runs scored, a stolen base, and off quick to a .381 batting average. Who's not? Logan Forsythe, a brutal start. 8 strikeouts, 3 of 18 for a $167 without an extra base hit. All right, welcome back. Cubs postgame live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. He's David DeJesus. I'm David Kaplan. Time for the Jim Beam winning box score, and this one belongs to the Cubs. Schwarber with a double right at the top, a 3-hit night for KB. Anthony Rizzo had a run scored and a walk. Ben Zobrist a knock. Addison Russell 2 doubles, a 3-for-4 night. Wilson Contreras a 1-for-5. Baez a 2-for-4. Hendricks a 2-for-3, and Almora a 3-hit night as well. So big nights for a lot of guys in that lineup.
You love seeing all those crooked numbers up and down that lineup. Today is more like a Miller Park game.
Yes.
You know,
Last night it was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, where is the offense? But this is what we're going to see.
All right, UPS Store taking care of business, player of the game. And my man picked KB to be the key performer. We're going to give that win to him because Chris Bryant put the Cubs on the board in the third with a huge 2-run double. 3 hits, a pair of doubles, 3 runs batted in, and a run scored. He noses out the 3-hit night I had for Addison Russell and a 3-hit night for Albert Almora. Chris Bryant is our player of the game.
That way, Chris. Good job, buddy.
Yep, he took care of you, so you got a 3-1 lead on the season now.
Yep, I'm right there. I'm right where I want to be.
Yep. And time for our manager's press conference presented by Comcast Business, built for business. Here's Jolton Joe.
Kyle Henderson, that kind of ERA. Yeah, I mean, the very beginning of the game, 0-2 pitch and VR hits the homer. We're not used to seeing him giving up homers, period, and that was unusual. But he battled through it. We needed those innings out of him to make the whole bullpen work tonight. He did it. Had a couple big hits himself. We played our wonderful defense, and that was a big part of our victory tonight. And actually got some balls to fall in there. We haven't had that to this point. So, one of those nights that we struggled. It wasn't absolutely beautiful. It wasn't an oil painting, but it was nevertheless effective and good. And give Kyle credit. He just had such a long layoff between last time he pitched and today. I think you'll see him much sharper next time out.
Joe, tonight for the second time this year, you started organization's #1 draft pick each year from 11 through 14. That's kind of what you signed up for.
Yeah.
When you got here.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Who is? What do you got there?
Baez, Almora, Bryant, Schwarber.
Schwarber. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's pretty. I never realized that. That is, it's pretty good scouting. That's good scouting and player development right there. And you can talk about how good of players they are, but they're really, and you guys know, great people too. They fit into the culture so well. They fit into anybody's culture well. Excuse me. They're so accountable And their work is so good every day. That's my. I mean, I was talking to Larry Heisel before the game. I'd never met Larry before. I was happy he introduced himself. And he talked to me about a couple of our guys coming up to visit with them prior to the game and how much he was impressed by them. And that really makes you feel good. So they're good baseball players. They're really even better people. And that really is a tribute to scouting and development as far as I'm concerned.
Joe, I know Chris had a hit yesterday, but 3 hits today. Chris Bryant.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him frustrated when he's in this? I assume he wasn't these first 3
You'll
days.
never see him. Of course I've seen him.
You have?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What's it like when he's frustrated?
He just like everybody else. You get a little bit wide-eyed, and you get huffy and puffy and all that kind of stuff. It's just none of us like to be frustrated. But am I concerned? Absolutely not. When he goes through a moment like that, I just know that you're going to see him get really hot in the very near future. And you saw Addison tonight after no hits in the beginning, had himself a really good night tonight. And those couple bloopers always help, man. And then all of a sudden you're seeing the ball better. Your confidence comes up, and you start striking the ball harder. But listen. How about Albert? I mean, Albert, another good game in center field with the catches and the at bats and up and down. I thought Grimmer had really good stuff. He's the kind of like the unspoken one out there, but it was important that he got those outs. I did not want to use anybody else in that game tonight, so he pitching 2 innings after having been up, sit down and come back and get 2. That's pretty stern and a good way on his part.
Joe, you mentioned Addison. He just said being behind Zobrist tonight is really beneficial for him, just the pitches he gets to see. I mean, do you think about all that when, the whole, is it Zobrist, is it Baez, where am I putting all these guys, and then the lineup you put together?
That's probably like a default setting right there, with Zobrist to Russell, if they're all playing at the same time. I would imagine you're going to see that. Then after that, it could be Hayward, Contreras, and then to the pitcher. But I think those top 5, if they're all rested and well, that's what you're probably going to see.
Joe, you mentioned the blue hits a couple times. I mean, 2 off-seasons ago, that was kind of a focus, getting more contact. See what happens when you put the ball in play today, I guess.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Even the ball, Kyle choppered at third, ball off the pitcher's glove with 2 strikes. Belmore, that's a big play right there. We're going to continue to harp on that. I mean, everybody, I've been pounding on this for the last couple of years, where people say that strikeout's just another out. No, it's not. There's different moments when it really doesn't matter as much. There's moments when it matters a lot. I prefer that we have a 2-strike approach and move the baseball, put the pressure on the defense. I've always been an advocate of that, not just more recently. So, yes, I want us to continue that trend. I think just with natural progression of experience and just being Major League players longer, our guys are going to naturally just get better at doing that.
All right, time for our James & Sons Fine Jewelers Fielding Gem. We're going to go Albert Almora. It's the second time he's won this award this year. That is a magnificent catch.
That's all on the first step. Once he saw the swing, he took off, and it was like a backward hand slide, and he knew it. He knew he was going to catch it, and I was having fun with it with Kyle afterwards.
Did you prefer playing deep coming in or playing shallow going back? I know Jim Edmonds was a play shallow, go back.
Early in my career, I liked to play in because I felt comfortable going back because I was trusting my speed and my jump ability. But as I got older, I felt more comfortable playing back a little bit, coming in, and then you can read it better.
And you're not as fast as you get to be in your mid-30s. Yeah, you lose a couple steps. All right, we'll be right back. Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Jake Arrieta takes his second turn in the Cubs rotation. We'll preview Sunday's game as the bearded one looks to lead the Cubbies to a win in the rubber game of the series at Minnesota.
No matter where you pop the question, James & Sons is where you get the ring. As a local, family-owned jeweler for over 50 years, James & Sons Fine Jewelers features exceptional engagement ring choices from Tacori, Hearts on Fire, and our own JNS collection. James & Sons features GIA certified diamonds and the best warranty in the business at no extra cost to you. James & Sons, where Chicagoland gets engaged in Chicago, Orland Park, and Cherville.
So I'm never gonna let you go. I'll hold you forever. Oh, baby, I'm gonna let you know we belong together. We belong together.
Your
home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. That's why State Farm protects them together to help life go right. Combine and save. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
We dare you to ignore it. We dare you to categorize it. We dare you to rationalize it. The slingshot, insanely low, absurdly powerful. No doors, no roof, no regrets. Drive one at your Slingshot dealer. We dare you.
Inside the rack houses of Jim Beam, thousands of barrels lay silent. But that doesn't mean they lay idle. In fact, inside each and every Jim Beam barrel, the bourbon is aging, building a fuller, smoother flavor that only comes from being aged 4 long years. At Jim Beam, our history's made from the inside. How will you make yours?
I got a phone. Say hello to AT&T's best unlimited data deal and never pay overages again. So now, the whole family can binge, surf, shop, navigate, listen, game, stream, and more, all without the hassle of worrying about overages or running out of data. In fact, you'll never pay overages again. And remember, it's AT&T's best unlimited data deal ever. So get AT&T, get unlimited, and get everyone more for less.
Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card available only at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. All right, we had fun with a couple keys. Let's look back at David's keys from the pregame show, sponsored by Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
Yeah, deliver the mail. Yes, they were, the righties came and hit the ball all over the park. I don't even remember what deliver the mail was.
No, we had to bring home the base runners. And the Cubs were able to come through with score runners in scoring position after stranding guys throughout the evening yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And I came up with that catchy little deliver the mail.
You got me.
And then the good afternoon, good evening, good night was Kyle trying to put guys away. He wasn't great, but he gets a win even when he doesn't have his best start.
Yeah, he'll take that. He'll take that start. It was his first one of the season. He's going to build off it for the next one, and I expect him a much sharper pitcher in the next game.
You got it. All right, let's check out the pitching matchup for tomorrow's game. It'll wrap up the series. Cubs will try and meatloaf the Brewers, as Joe likes to say. Take 2 out of 3. Jake Arrieta against Zach Davies. Arrieta coming off a great start against the Cardinals in St. Louis. But Davies, not so good the last time out against the Colorado Rockies. As you see his numbers there, not real strong. But look, Jake is pitching for free agency and to win another championship. And I fully expect him to have a pretty solid year.
Yeah, he's gonna come out and dominate, I feel, tomorrow. And he just got to attack the zone hard with his fastball, and wipe out slider, and just get ahead of guys and put them away. And I feel if he uses both sides of the plate well, he'll have a dominant game.
Yeah, they were able to flip their rotation because Jake wanted to pitch on his normal days of rest. And you get John Lester then on Monday night when the Dodgers are here and they'll raise the banner at Wrigley. All right, man, Cubs get it done.
There it is.
Cubs get a victory. Thank you for watching Cubs Post Game Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. We will see you next week.
So, thought you could use something special, for retirement. One last trip to the toy store.
Funny, after all we've been through, this may be my first case of the nerves.
Oh, relax, Agent. I've kept you healthy this long.
Yes, you have, but come tomorrow, your protection may not be there.
I don't see you slowing down anytime soon. Here, take this.
So, you saved the best for last.
We went to Menards to find doors for inside our home. I knew Amy had something very specific in mind. With the Menards door designer, we were able to choose every detail and have Mastercraft build our door. From the arched panel to the knotty alder wood and bronze hardware, I knew we'd end up with the perfect door for us. In the end, it was exactly what we wanted. I'm Charles, and this is our door.
case you need anything, just give me a call.
P.O. Box 17. Of course I'm a real company.
You got the area code.
Everything your customers see tells a story. Let the UPS store help you tell the right one. From business cards and banners to expertly packed shipments to mailboxes with a real street address. Come in today for help.
$30 for a vintage work shirt? Guess it's fashionable to look like you work with your hands. Our 4,000 ASE certified technicians can tell you, hard work ain't just something you wear. It's a way of life. Buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires at Firestone Complete Auto Care and get a $70 Bridgestone Visa prepaid card by mail. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
We'll always brew our beer to have more taste and be less filling. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
If you call Chicago home, you know there's only one way to eat a hot dog. There's only one tallest building. There's only one use for a folding chair in winter. Dibs. It's not the subway. It's the L. Expressways have names. There's only one color you dye a river. Real pizza's baked in a dish, and it better be deep. We have 2 baseball teams, but you have to choose one. And there's only one way true Chicagoans pay. Wintrust. Bring it home, Chicago.
The Chicago Blackhawks come to the regular season finish line. They'll be out here on the West Coast in downtown Los Angeles. You see the Staples Center will be the scene today of a game between 2 franchises that have won 5 of the last 7 Stanley Cups, but only one of them is going to have a chance to add another. The Kings have not qualified for the postseason this time around. Welcome in, everybody. Pat Foley and Steve Conroy. Glad to have you with us for Blackhawks hockey in game number 82. And for the last couple of weeks, Joe Quenneville and staff have been trying to balance, giving guys some rest, a little bit of a breather before the real challenge begins in the postseason. But after today, you're not going to play again until Thursday at the earliest. This will not be a makeshift lineup.
Yeah, that's why it's real important these guys get their reps. And the lineup you see will probably be the lineup that starts the NHL playoffs as maybe Thursday or Friday, except that's number 2 spot as a centerman. Tanner Karo did a great job. Artem Anisimov is supposed to be back. He's skating back in Chicago. He should rejoin the team. And how about John Hayden? It looks like he might get his first NHL postseason play, playing on that left wing. The defensive pairings, yeah, the usual suspects are all here, except Nicholas Hjalmarsson still back in Chicago. Gustav Forsling, I thought, had a real strong game against the Anaheim Ducks in Anaheim. Will be slotted in besides Brian Campbell, so an important game for those guys too.
Well, it'll also be an important game for the band of the blue paint. Corey Crawford has had another terrific season, 30-plus victories, and been rock solid all season long. Now, in the last couple of games, they've hit him for 7 goals again. Again, that's behind somewhat of a makeshift lineup. But he and everybody in front of him trying to get their timing together today.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, especially for goaltenders. And as you mentioned, Corey Crawford giving up 7 goals his last 2 starts. Didn't have much help in Anaheim. Didn't get a lot of protection either back home against the Boston Bruins. But he wants to get his timing down. He wants to be seeing the puck. He wants to get that confidence you have, as any good goaltender wants, heading into the playoffs. And as you know more than anybody, probably the most important position heading into the postseason has got to be your goaltender, and Corey wants to feel good about that.
All right, well, the Kings won't be in the postseason, but they've won 3 of their last 5 games to finish things off here. And we'll get a look at Jonathan Quick, who really suffered a devastating injury early in the season. He's only been able to play 15 times, so that's been really hurtful to the Kings' fortunes. And another guy that they really need to come through offensively, it just has not. Andrzej Kopitar, an off-season offensively.
Yeah, he suffered some injuries also, but Jonathan Quick, since he's come back, he's been real good. Although his last 5 losses, he's only allowed 2 goals against in each of those losses. You mentioned missed 4.5 months.